everyone, I'm back in the office for a different vlog today. I'm gonna try something else. Sorry about my voice. Been sleeping late, been laughing a lot with friends. So yeah, that's what happens. But we're gonna do something different today. I hinted at it in the previous vlog in that I want to talk about songs. Love songs that have meaning to me. Personally, some of them to me and Carla, and just look at the lyrics. And I'm always like, I have a hard time saying I'm into music because I suck at music. I really love musicals. For someone who doesn't sing very well, not very good. I could play the piano when I was a kid and I stopped. I really like to sing, but I'm not good at it. And I don't even understand music so much. So when that meme where your hair stands up when you hear the music, that almost never happens to me. I feel like my experience with music is really more the words. But that's not true. I can feel instrumentals too. I don't know. So I don't know what that's called, super fan, amateur. But yeah, so I want to look at some of these songs and how their words, their lyrics are really meaningful to us. And here, maybe you'll find a song you like or your tito likes, because I am older. Yeah, we'll just go over them, okay? Let's see how this goes. Here's one of my favorites, Can't Help Falling in Love. I think it was written by Elvis Presley. I really like the version by Kina Grannis, which is featured in Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know anything else about her besides that, but I just love that part where they say, "Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you." Yeah, I get it. You know, I get that part. If the single younger Joe would have been like, "Yes, you can. Yes, you can help it. You have a choice. You always have a choice." But yeah, for those of us who've experienced falling in love, you know, you've married that person, then you realize that yeah, there is a part where there is a choice, but there's also a very real sense where you almost feel like you didn't have a choice, where it was just meant to be. We'll talk about that more with the Rewrite the Stars one. Here's another one of my favorite songs. It's called One Fine Day. This was popular, or I think first performed or written by a group called The Chiffons. And the style is very different from the one I like. And the one that I first heard was the one by an artist called Natalie Merchant. And it was associated with this rom-com, this romantic comedy called One Fine Day. I really like that movie, One Fine Day. I'm not a fan of bad romantic comedies. So here's the thing, romantic comedies, I love them when they're done well. And if they're done poorly, I hate it. Like, don't even show it to me. Like, that's so annoying, irritating. So I have a very weird relationship with romantic comedies. So people will sometimes think, oh, so you don't like romantic comedies. It's like, no, I do. I like them a lot. I just really hate bad ones, you know. And One Fine Day, starring George Clooney and Michelle Pfeiffer, is an excellent one. It's a really cute, fun one. George Clooney's much younger. Well, so is Michelle Pfeiffer. They're both much younger. You can really see their charm there. It's unique in the sense that it's all set in one day. Everything happens in one fine day. The script, the lines, back and forth. It's not just George Clooney who's charming and he wins the girl over. Michelle Pfeiffer is formidable. It's also an interesting romantic comedy in that they're single parents. And their being single parents has a lot to do with the development of the plot. The song has a lot of meaning. I've liked it ever since I heard it, you know, and it goes, "One fine day, you'll look at me and then you'll know our love was meant to be." It also has a very weird memory for me because it has to do with one of the most embarrassing experiences I've had with Carla. Connected with one of the most kilig, what's the English word for that? Kilig, I don't know. Butterflies in yours, it's not the same, eh? I don't know. Type it there in the comments. How would you translate kilig? You feel excited over the person who loves you, something like that. Anyway, so it was simultaneously one of my most embarrassing moments with Carla and also connected to one of the most kilig moments with Carla. Here's how it happened. Back then, we would chat. You know, you have like this abundance of chat apps, right? And back then, the one we were using, like almost everybody that you would chat with was on Yahoo Messenger. Some of you will remember that. And when you were on Yahoo Messenger, it had some really interesting features. You could go invisible, so you could see if people were online. Just remember, we weren't always online. You understand? We didn't always have data. So you're only online if you're sitting at a computer with Wi-Fi or with a LAN cable connected to it. So if you were online, you would basically announce to the world that I am online, kind of like the way it works now. And then there's no notifs. So if you send a message to someone who's offline, they're not gonna get it till they go online. So you're always waiting for the person you like or your friend to go online. Now, if you're kind of a stalker, you're an introvert, you didn't want people chatting with you, you would stay offline, which is invisible. You would say that you were invisible. So I was having one of those days, and then I saw that Carla was online. And this was one of the times that I really liked her already, and I wanted to keep talking to her. But you guys know the feeling, right? Like you want to talk to the person you like, but you don't know how to open the conversation. And you're like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? I gotta figure out something. Now, Yahoo Messenger had this thing, and it's kind of like Instagram Music, I guess, or TikTok, where you can have a status and a song is connected to it. Whatever song is playing on your computer, that song is connected to your status. So you could write a status like Joe Bonifacio. We rarely use the real names, by the way, so I had an embarrassing Elvish name. But you had your name, and then it would have like so over it. You know, whatever status you wanted to have. And you could set it so that whatever song you were listening to, that would be your status. So I had been looking at that application for 30 minutes, trying to figure out, how do I start a conversation? She's online, she's about to go offline, figure out something. I couldn't find an opening, and then I saw she was listening to One Fine Day by Natalie Merchant. And so I said, that's it, I love that song, and oh man, so that was my opening line. And we were friends by this point already, but every time you start a conversation again, it's nerve-wracking because you like her. And so I sent her a message. I was like, hey, One Fine Day, Natalie Merchant, I love that song. And her reply was, what? I said, oh, sorry, I just saw on your status, One Fine Day, you're listening to it, that's all. I'm starting to sweat now, like, what is she doing? Why isn't she reciprocating? And she said, is that my status? I'm sorry, I'll take it out. And I was like, but yeah, okay. Great song, right? I don't know, I don't really know that song. It was just playing in the background, and I don't even know why that's on my computer. Fail. Super fail. Until now, I'm still reliving the feeling of like, what did you do, you idiot? Why did you open that conversation? You shouldn't have said anything to her. Oh my gosh. So I was just so embarrassed. And I ended the conversation right there. Okay, well, gotta go bye. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you awkward, annoying. Oh, I was so embarrassed. Took me weeks to recover to talk to her again. But can't help falling in love, so I did it. And then, fast forward, a year and a half later maybe, or a year later, we're dating now, right? So I guess it didn't do that much damage. We're dating now, we're in my car, the Tamaraw FX that she's mentioned in her vlog. And we had this contraption to connect your iPod to your, tape deck, so you could listen to your iPod music. And it was on shuffle, and this song came on, One Fine Day by Natalie Merchant. And as soon as it came on, Carla goes, I love this song. And she starts to sing. And she starts to sing it, it's like she even knows like the second voice, she even knows the ad-libs. And I'm like, what? So, break. I said, you what? I love this song. I could be wrong, I said, but I'm pretty sure you told me you don't like this song. I would never say that. She said, I really like this song. This is one of my favorite songs. How can this be one of your favorite songs? I said, because I'm reliving the embarrassment. I said, no. You told me in a chat. I said, I don't know how you can go from hating it or not even knowing about it at all to a year later you love it. Like, did you listen to it after we talked about it? And she goes, when did we talk about it? And I said, on Yahoo Messenger, I messaged you, we chatted, and I'm still like, reliving the trauma. And then she goes, oh yeah, because it was my status on my YM, my Yahoo Messenger. I said, yeah, that time. And she goes, yeah, I lied. I lied to you about not knowing that song. And I said, what? Why? And she said, because you were invisible. I didn't know you were online. And if I knew you were online, I wouldn't have shown that I was listening to that song. And why not? And she said, because that was my song for you. Because the song goes, one fine day you'll look at me and you'll know our love was meant to be. One fine day you're gonna want me for your girl. And at that point she said, I really liked you, but you seemed so into ministry and so into your PSP, and I didn't think you'd ever look at me. And so I really liked that song. And that was like one day maybe he liked me, And so when you messaged me about it, I panicked because I thought you knew why I was listening to that song, so I lied. And I said I didn't know it. So yeah, kilig. So two people who really liked each other, who are trying to have a connection, got jittery and scared about the potential or the power of that connection. Okay, we separated. So there, I love that song, One Fine Day by Natalie Merchant, or the Chiffons, depends, you can listen to it. It's the site of extreme embarrassment and great kilig as well. Another one, Love Story by Taylor Swift. No need to intro that. That's probably a really popular song. Really like that. It's a great song. Kind of weird though. Romeo and Juliet were a young man and a young woman who were minors who killed themselves. But they're a romantic icon for the centuries. But particularly the part about I got tired of waiting, wondering when you were coming around, my faith in you was fading. When I met you on the outskirts of town, and I said, Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. Yeah, I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. Then you knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet. You never have to be alone. I love you. That's all I really know. I talked to your dad. Go pick out a white dress. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. And that part had a lot of meaning for me as I was getting close to proposing to Carla. I think the song was playing around the time. 2009? I don't know. 8? It was overplayed, right? So it was probably playing for years. Yeah, I could sense it. Carla wanted to know if we were moving forward. Carla really wanted to know because we were having to make significant decisions about her schooling, about her career, stuff like that. And she was like, are we gonna move forward? But I really wanted to ask for her dad's blessing, and I wanted to be able to tell her that I asked for her dad's blessing. However, he was in the United States. I didn't want to do it over the phone, so I could only do it, I think in like April. Yeah, I like that part, that she's wondering what's going on and not knowing that there was a plan. Yeah, those are 3 songs really significant for us for the memories they have. Before I get to the really meaningful ones, let me share songs that from my generation, from when I was in high school, that I can't believe they wrote these lyrics. Okay, I can't believe that someone got paid to write it and that someone sang it with a straight face. And I don't know if you know these songs. Music has come a long way, just the intelligence in the lyrics now, the intelligence in the raps now. Not to say the old ones weren't intelligent. Let's just put it this way. There were good songs in every generation and there are funny songs in every generation, intentionally or unintentionally. First one, I can't believe that they wrote this, Drowning by Backstreet Boys. The bridge goes, you keep me drowning in your love. Yeah, that's the chorus, but the bridge goes, go on and pull me under. Cover me with dreams, yeah. And here's my favorite line. Love me mouth to mouth now. You know I can't resist because you're the air that I breathe. Love me. I can't. Every time I hear it, and I have a playlist where I listen to this and sing it out loud in the car. But love me mouth to mouth now. Wow. Did that work? Like, who? I don't know. Is it worse also now because of COVID that you're like, it's not that I don't like kissing Carla. I love kissing Carla, but man, just saying it that way. I've tried saying that to Carla. Hey, you want to love me mouth to mouth now? Never works. It never works on her. It doesn't encourage her to kiss me. Anyway, so there, Drowning by Backstreet Boys. Here's another one, Love Me For A Reason by Boyzone. Don't love me for fun, girl, let me be the one girl. Love me for a reason, let the reason be love. You've heard this, right? If not in your Spotify, then in your neighbor's videoke or on a jeep somewhere or a taxi. Again, the bridge. And I have to give credit to my friend Trixie for pointing this out. She pointed this out to me when we were kids. She's like, can you believe this is a line in a song? And I'm just always gonna laugh every time I hear it. It goes, I'm just a little old-fashioned. It takes more than a physical attraction. My initial reaction is, honey gave me love. I'm rhyming with love. Now the next line, not a facsimile of. Shakespeare, get out. Taylor Swift, get out. Adele, get out. Get out, honey gave me love. Not a facsimile of. Wow, someone wrote that. Sometimes I think about like, how did the meeting for that thing, for that movie, for that billboard, for that clothing line go, like, what were they doing? Were they like, not a facsimile of, brilliant, oh, you're amazing, and a high five like they thought it was amazing? Or were they like, you know what, you can just write anything and these boy bands will sing it. Like, what's the stretchiest thing we could make? And they'd still sing it. Honey, give me love, not a facsimile of. A facsimile. Wow. Wow. Someone had a thesaurus when they were writing that song. Anyway. And another boy band song. This one, not the lyrics, but the music video. Gotta watch it. It's a little it's pretty insensitive. It's by NSYNC. It's called Drive Myself Crazy. And that's actually a, you know, you understand the lyrics are pretty okay. I lie awake, I drive myself crazy thinking of you. Made a mistake when I let you go, baby. I drive myself crazy, wanting you the way that I do. But the music video, because the words are drive myself crazy, the music video is an exaggerated take on what goes on in a mental hospital or a psychiatric ward. And so the members of the boy band are in straitjackets and they're being given like stereotypical, like harsh, like cartoony almost level treatments. And their depictions of mental health conditions are really like the typical ones that I remember hearing a lot growing up. They're banging their heads on the wall, they're rolling their eyes. It's exaggerated. I remember watching this with my wife and some friends a couple years ago, and we were like, ugh, that would not be produced today. So young people, if you wonder, right, like why people of the older generation sometimes struggle with, or often struggle with accepting the realities of mental health issues, well, you gotta see where we came from, you know, like that's what it was. It wasn't a real thing that was taken seriously, unless it was super taken seriously, you know. It's just like, we'll mock it. Oh my, you need help and you are irreparable. Like those were the conditions, you know. And now I'm glad that the conversation has moved forward where someone in high school could actually talk about their mental health conditions and they're not gonna get ostracized. Just recently, I had lunch with a high school classmate and we were talking about that. Like, dude, can you imagine if we told each other that we had a therapist? It's come a long way. It's still got a ways to go, but go watch that video and see how far it's come already. Now I want to take 3 more songs that I find especially meaningful. Let's start with Rewrite the Stars from The Greatest Showman. And I mentioned it in the vlog last week. I love this song because of the way it describes the tension of destiny and choice. Are we destined to be together? Or did we do this? Did we choose this? And that was something Carla and I wrestled with in our love life. Because we were kind of going uphill. It was weird, you know. Initially, people who found out about us were like, why? Rika, bakit siya? Diba? And Joe, it's like, you know, like, really? We were torn by, is this what we're meant to do? Like, we felt like our lives had a script. And the script is, pastors marry, whatever the stereotypical category of a pastor's wife is. Which isn't true, by the way. There's no such thing. I see the questions on my wife's vlog a lot, like, what's it like being a pastor's wife, or can you help me, I'm a pastor's wife? You be who God called you to be. More than being a pastor's wife, you are a daughter of God. More than being a pastor, you're a child of God, son or daughter of God. So we felt like we had a script, you know, celebrities marry other celebrities, or super rich people, good looking but not that wealthy pastors. But on the other hand, can we change our destiny? And are we the ones just doing it? And so I like that part, you know. So the song starts, you know, I want you, it's not a secret I tried to hide. I know you want me, so don't keep saying our hands are tied. You say it's not in the cards and fate is pulling you miles away from me. And we did feel that. Every fight, every argument. I mean, we had people in our life we were super close to, we super look up to, super loved us, who would non-stop keep telling us it's not gonna work out. You don't know what you're doing. They would tell me, like, oh, your life is gonna get so complicated. When you have a hard time, don't come running to me. Don't tell me I didn't tell you so. It's like, gee, thank you. Thank you for the support. You know, like, here I am doing what I believe God's telling me. And your response is, when you have a hard time, don't say, you know, I didn't warn you. Love the support. And every time we would have a big fight like that, like fights normal couples, every couple has, we would think to ourselves, is this the sign? Is this the sign that maybe it really is impossible? It really isn't supposed to work. So that fate is pulling you miles away from me. But then he goes, but you're here in my heart, and who's to stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? That line. Can you decide that someone is your destiny? Is it your decision? And if it is your decision, is it destiny? Right? I love that the song makes me think of that. What if we rewrite the stars, the chorus says. Say you were made to be mine, nothing could keep us apart. You would be the one I was meant to find. That sense of destiny, that sense of something beyond the two of you making this work is also critical. Because if it's just us and our forces keeping this together, what if we get weak? But if there was an external force, what if God was the one making this happen? Then we know that even when we struggle, we'll make it. That's why the song spoke to us a lot. And maybe you're someone like that, right? There's a tension, I believe, that even Christianity captures, where choice and your decision and your choices have impact, and you have personal responsibility, and yet there is the providence of God behind the scenes, or really overtly, moving and guiding things. And I like how the song captures that tension. Another one, this is the old one. I'll end with a new one, but the old one it's another videoke song for many people. It's Still They Take My Heart Away by Claire Marlowe. There's other people who've done covers of it. I really like the song. It starts with, I look into your eyes so far away. There's trouble on your mind, you're losing faith. And hey now, let me hold you. It will be okay, 'cause I will love you till they take my heart away. And I love that thought of just someone having faith in you and your relationship with them, right? Because the song is about a person who doesn't feel like the relationship's gonna work out, who feels like maybe there's trouble with them, or maybe trouble with work or something else with their parents, and they're like, it's not gonna work out. And the person singing the song, the lover, is like, no, it'll be okay, I will love you, it's not gonna stop. And the song never asks for the receiver of the love to love them back. The singer is convinced that it will be okay because I will keep loving you. And that's happened in our marriage with me and Carla a number of times. I mentioned when we were dating, she'd get worried or she'd have cold feet about, is this gonna work out? Are you really good for your word, your commitment? But it's even happened while we were married, and you can see it in her vlogs about mental health, her recent vlog about our marriage. I've had that sometimes, and when that happens, one of us will pick up the other one when they're down and say, it'll be okay, I will love you. Really, more than anything, that's how God is to us. It'll be okay, because I'm gonna keep loving you. You're gonna love me back. You're gonna beat that sin. You're gonna follow me. Actually, you're gonna be transformed into an unrecognizable person to you one day, but still you, but the best version of you. And the answer is not because you're gonna love me back, because you're gonna, no, because I'm gonna love you. Till They Take My Heart Away by Claire Marlowe. Last song, and this is a song that I gotta give credit to Carla's niece, Marga, for sharing this with me. I forgot what the conversation was. We were hanging out and she said, hey, this is a great song, I was listening to it, and I started to cry, and something about reminds her of her boyfriend. I said, okay, what is it? Bear with me, okay? The song is If We Were Vampires. That's the title, If We Were Vampires. And the band is, and I never remember the name of this band. Like, this band has perfected if you want to have a name that no one will remember, that people will struggle to remember, they've done it, okay? The band is Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Who's gonna remember that, right? They're gonna be like, Jason 400. That's what people are gonna say. That's what I say. And the song starts with the verse is like, it's not this that makes you fall in love with you. It's not this, it's not this, it's not the dress. Though those things are impressive, it's not the connection we have. Those things are meaningful. So the lyrics go, it's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. But one day I'll be gone, or one day you'll be gone. And it's a song that reflects on the temporary nature of romantic love on earth. I can't listen to this without getting moved, and I don't know if Carla likes it that I do, because sometimes I'll ask her and then she'll be like, oh, why are we thinking about this now? I think of people who've lost spouses during the pandemic. There's a person who's become a friend on Instagram that we chat with who lost her husband. My wife and I connect with her, and it's just the grieving of the thinking of, what do I do now that they're gone? The song continues, if we were vampires, that's where the title comes from. If we were vampires and death was a joke, we'd go out on the sidewalk and smoke, and laugh at all the lovers and their plans. I wouldn't feel the need to hold your hand. Maybe time running out is a gift. I'll work hard till the end of my shift. Give you every second I can find, and hope it isn't me who's left behind. Maybe time running out is a gift, you know? I think about that. What video game am I playing? You know, what TV series am I watching? What event is so important for me to be at that I want to take time away from my family and even come home with no strength left and not give anything to Carla. It better be worth it. I'm not saying don't do those things. You have to, right? But it better be worth it. And if it's not one of those indispensable things, then don't do it. Time running out is a gift. I'll work hard till the end of my and give you every second I can find. I just can't stand that thought that one day this will be over. I don't want that to happen. But it will. So, you know, I read this article about how missing loved ones can even, how this person reflected on, I think they lost a spouse, and how they reflected it back to God, where they were like, you know, I realized that this is why we miss things. Because we were designed to love things and love people and to long for them. And so to long for someone who's not here is actually a posture of a believer, right? Like we're longing for that day that we'll see God. That even this praying by faith, that knowing Him through these forms, one day we won't have to do this and we won't walk by faith, we'll walk by sight. Because all of this missing and all of this distance, this LDR, yeah, I have the Holy Spirit and yeah, I'm glad for the Bible and for spiritual family, but one day I will be with Him, the object of my faith, the one who's told me that He will love me and it will be okay. That person. And it won't be by proxy anymore. And so this person was reflecting and they said, I don't want to short circuit this grieving, missing thing. Instead, I want to remember this and remember that my ultimate object of this and the one who loves me like this is God. So that's a trip through some emotional love songs. If you got some songs that you like, if you want to share any with me, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to add to my playlist. Yeah, just remember, I guess, you know, that we're made for loving relationships. And even the pain of love lost can tell us something. And when we remember that, we can go to God about it, right? And in Him we find a love that changes you, that waits for you, that soothes your unbeliefs and anxieties. A love that changes your destiny and loves you even at your worst. That's it. I'll see you next week. Bye.